A biblical perspective on life, culture and current events. This is 2020 on Vision.
My next guest is going to be my favourite, and if you're listening, you're actually listening to a conversation between friends, so just excuse me if I say things that are probably not allowed on the radio, because I'm catching up with someone that is one of my favourite women in the whole world, and she's actually in the US at the moment. Many of you will recognise her name. Her name is Letitia Shelton. No, she is not Lyle Shelton's wife. She is Lyle Shelton's sister, although she has been misrepresented in that way and many times. Letitia is at the moment in the US. She's doing what's called a Rarama ride for Fiji. And she's doing this because of her love for the Fijian young people. And so it's all about raising money to help sponsor copies of a book that she's written, Sex, Dating and Relationships. We'll dig into that, but we'll also dig into some of the books she's written for Australians as well the globe, really. But she's on the line, so welcome to 2020, Letitia.
Thank you, Wendy. It's great to be with you.
Oh, it's so good to hear you, and it sounds so clear. I've been watching you on Facebook and just, honestly cheering from afar, and I know there's thousands of people cheering for you, but you're cycling 6,000 kilometres across the USA. Tell us about that for a start. How long is it going to take you? How long do you go on one day? What does the actual ride look like?
Yes, so we've been riding for 14 days now. There's 48 days all up. We started on the East Coast, the West Coast. We started in Portland, Oregon, and then we're cycling right across the top to Portland, Maine. It's approximately about 140 kilometres a day. In 3 days' time, we climb over the Rocky Mountains, so not really looking forward to that day.
Surely there's a tunnel. Tell me there's a tunnel. No?
No. In
Okay.
this day and age, there isn't.
Oh, okay, all right.
But I'm cycling with a group of 23 people. We didn't know each other 2 weeks ago, and now we're all best friends. But yes, I've picked a cause that's close to my heart. That's the nation of Fiji, where I've spent time with in the past, and yes, really wanting to do something to get a good resource into the hands of young people in Fiji.
So you're an Australian. What's the link with Fiji? Explain that to people.
Yes, so many years ago our family moved over there and lived there for a year to work with the church and help some business ventures, and my parents put me in an all-girls Fijian school, so I was the only white girl with 500 beautiful brown Fijian girls, and we've just been coming and going back and forth from Fiji for years. But about 5 years ago, I felt like I was really to invest a bit more of my time there, so I probably spend half of my year in the nation of Fiji, particularly on the issue of abuse, violence against women. It's a nation where 2 out of 3 women are raped, 4 out of 5 children are abused, they're porn, viewing is through the roof, but yet 64% go to church. So there's a lot that doesn't quite add up. So just trying to work with local people to address some of these issues.
So it doesn't add up, does it? 64% go to church, and then we've got these really high rates of domestic violence and abuse of women. But, this is a very fertile then ground for someone like you to be able to actually prepare this sort of resource for particularly for young people, to give them a new beginning, to get a new understanding, so that they don't have to just follow in those old paths that they've seen play out so badly. But I think a lot of people would know you from years and years of work with City Women, and a lot of your work has been in this area of pushing back against porn, against bad behaviour towards women, against all sorts of domestic violence type behaviour. But you've been known for creating environments where porn is no longer an acceptable. It's not seen as something normal, not seen as acceptable. There have been whole environments that have actually changed as you've done that. How have you sought to do that, and is that part of what you're doing in Fiji?
Absolutely. For the last year, I've worked with 25 local Fijian leaders to produce a book called Sex, Dating and Relationships. So in that book is certainly a chapter on the harms of pornography, because they just don't talk about it, even though everyone goes to church. The church doesn't address, even though these are all in the Bible, somehow it all gets missed. So really wanting to, bring truth into these areas. Just what is the purpose of sex? What is rape? How to have healthy relationships. So, in Australia, you and I can walk into Coorong and we can find, 17 different resources for our young people, by white people for white people, but Fiji's never had a resource produced by its own people for their own people. So it's exciting, and that's what I'm raising money for on my ride, so we can print as many copies as possible so we can give it out for free to young people across the nation and get on the front foot of the abuse.
Yeah, it is really exciting. I had the privilege of accompanying Letitia when I went with her to Fiji for a short period of time. She's there all the time. I've just done this once. But I went and I saw how loved she was, how accepted she was. And there's this, Letitia is like quite a pale Australian. So she's the sort of person who stays out of the sun, and amongst these people who just accept her as one of them. She's one of them. So what I want to get to as well is how, look, you're pushing for $50,000. What are you up to at the moment?
Yeah, we've just passed 28,000.
Yay!
Which is fantastic.
Okay, that's great.
Yes. So look, I reckon we'll get close there. So no, people's generosity has been overwhelming, and I love it. People can just give what they can, whether it's $5 or $500. But people that I don't know are giving, so it's just really encouraging to see.
So, the thing is, none of us, I certainly wouldn't be able to ride across America. You have trained, I think you've probably been training over a year. Have you? Is that how long have you been training?
Yeah, probably about a year now.
Yeah. So I've seen some of your training regime. I wouldn't be able to do that, but I can contribute. I'm going to tell you now. Just the other day, I put $100 in because I wanted to put a bit more in. But $100, when I looked, it was going to sponsor 20 books. Now, that's $100 for someone living in Australia. For some, that's a lot. For some, it's not that much. But my thought of being able to sponsor 20 of these books to go to 20 of the Fijian young people, I was like really chuffed. But particularly because you're the one with, I'm going to say the bottom word on, am I allowed to say the bottom word on I don't know, I was going to say TV, but it's radio. I said it. So, your bottom is the one that's carrying these this journey across America. So you must be getting tired, Tisha. You're getting tired, or tell us how you are in your own self.
Yeah, look, some days we've had, I think we cycled in 38 degrees one day.
Oh, boy.
And so that was really tough, some huge hills. We were cycling past a river and saw it and just got off our bikes and went and dived in the river. So the hot days are really tough. We did 180 Ks one day the other week. So there's some days that are tough. But then, today we've been cycling through the Rocky Mountains, which has just been, the scenery has been beautiful. And the fact that you're with a team, a lot of energy and encouragement comes from that. But, look, most mornings I wake up a bit tired and run to the coffee machine.
I'm sure. Well, you run to the coffee machine anyway. You're a bit of a coffee girl. So the books are like $5 is one book. So, most people would be able to afford $5. It's not. I didn't find it an easy way to find where to contribute, but I did find it easy when I went to your Facebook page. So on Letitia's Facebook page, you can find an easy way. If you know about City Women also have a Facebook page, and you can go there. Just $5. If everybody listening at the moment actually gave $5, we would raise the money that is needed. So Letitia Shelton is spelled Letitia. A lot of people call her Tish, but Letitia, Letitia. Tish, talk to us a bit about the scenery. It sounds like amazing. Is there snow where you are at the moment? But you say it's hot, so maybe not? Or?
It's hot, so we've kind of come in at the end of summer. No snow, thank goodness. But I think the further we keep cycling, we'll end up in some pretty cold climates. Over near Portland, Maine. But no, look, it's been nice sunny days. just a bit of hot. But
and what about food and water? Do you have to carry your own water and food?
No, so this is a fully supported ride. So we've got 3 support vehicles, and they have been doing amazing food and water and all of that. It's just learning how to fuel your body, because some days you're cycling off 4,000 calories. So you've got to make sure you put back into your body what you've cycled off.
So what do you feel like eating when you need, like, what, are you just, bulking up on carbs, or what are you doing with your food?
Carbs, proteins, fruit, vegetables. You need a sugar hit every now and then to get you up the mountains. So no, they've looked after us really well that way.
So if people are praying for you, I know that today on your Facebook page, actually, I encourage people to go to your Facebook page, because what Letitia's got there today is not a prayer for herself, but a prayer for the Fijian young people. So go there and look through her prayer for the Fijian young people, because that will actually really stir your heart. You can't read it without being actually a little bit emotional. But so we've got that where you want us to pray for the Fijian young people. But what about you, Tish? What can we pray for you?
Yeah, I think just health and the physical strength and the joy in the midst of it. You want to make sure you keep having fun and it doesn't all get too serious and monotonous. But every day is different, and because we're cycling through different towns and meeting interesting people. But I think just the health and the strength is really important. And so, no sunburn.
Yeah, no sunburn, please, Lord. So have you, the other people on the ride, what are they riding for? Are other people's riding, are they riding for causes as well, or what are they riding for?
There's one guy riding for Parkinson's, raising money for Parkinson's disease. Another guy for a project in South Africa. But no, look, most cyclists who do these trips are fit young retirees who've got a lot of money and time in their hands. So you're one of the 3. You're fit. You're still relatively young, retired. Actually, but you're not retired. No, definitely. Yeah, look, I'm the second youngest on the group. So anyway, that's okay. It's good.
And so have you had a favourite town that you've gone through? Because I've been looking and seeing some of these tiny little towns, and they actually look like something out of a movie set to me.
Okay, you're breaking in and out, but I think you asked me about a town.
Yeah, are there any favourite towns? Because it seems like some of them look like from a movie set.
Can you hear me?
I can, but I think I'm losing you. Tish, we're going to really pray for you, and I'm going to finish up with telling people again how they can give. But thank you so much for joining us all the way from the US. I personally love you very, very dearly, and anybody who's listening who knows Tish loves you. But thank you very much for joining us from the US, Tish. We really appreciate it. God bless you. Okay, now we obviously were breaking up there with Tish, but I'm just going to reiterate what we can do to help her. So she's riding across America. She's doing it because she wants to raise money for to print copies of Sex, Dating and Relationships for as many Fijian young people as possible. Each one of the books costs approximately $5, so you can just give $5 or you can sponsor 20 books for $100 and so on and so on. She's an amazing woman. Her heart is for Jesus. If you go to her website, or go to her Facebook page, Letitia Shelton, you'll see her prayer for the Fijian young people, and you'll be able to understand a little bit of her heart as well. So I do encourage people to just skip a coffee and give $5 for a book for that. It's been a great conversation this morning with 2020, and I've been really privileged to be your host for these 4 days. I'll be back later in the month because Neil's actually on long service leave, so we're going to have a few people filling in for him. I know I'm keen to do it. Tosh is back tomorrow. He'll be in the hosting seat. But if you missed any part of today's conversations or you'd like to share it with someone, look for the podcast on the Vision app. Coming up next, we're going to have the episode in our series of Faith and the Future with Dr. Camille Majdali. Everybody, I'll be signing off soon, but don't forget it's Father's Day coming up on Sunday as well. So God bless you all, and look out for Dr. Camille Majdali coming up shortly.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.